So have you seen this fruit before? Have you used this fruit before? Are you curious about this fruit? Either way, stay tuned to find out tips on how to cut it open and get the fruit out and what I plan on doing with it. And I appreciate you being here today. Okay, so we have this lovely jackfruit that we're going to be cutting into today. And I want to show you a tip. It gets you some oil and oil your knife as you cut through it. It'll make it a lot easier. There's going to be some juices, usually white juices. This one's getting a little too ripe. See how dark it is? So it's going to be super ripe. But your knife will stick to the stuff in there, and you should also use gloves, but I'm not. A lot of times will get oil on my hands to help this cutting process go. And once I get it open, I will show you what it looks like on the inside. Okay, let's see if this will help a little bit. Very much so. So get yourself a big knife or somebody extra strong to help you get into this fruit. You ready to see? That's what it looks like inside, and these are the seeds. And you can dry these and use these for flour, grind them up into flour. Or if you're in subtropical area with a way to protect it over winter. I haven't tried them in pots, but you can get these to germinate quite well. I'm in zone 9 and it's done very well. But this right here around the seed pod is what you're looking for. This fleshy orange is the fruit. Bring you in a little closer. And I'm going to get I might be able to rip it off. I don't want these stringy bits, but that's what I'm after, is the fruit. Just like that. Not this. They're slightly different color. And their texture is different as well. This is chewy and not very pleasant. But this fruit is absolutely lovely. Now this fruit is probably a little riper than I'd like it. But unfortunately I didn't have a whole lot of time in between getting it because of work. If they're cut like that, then I'll just dry them, and there will be plenty in here that I can harvest for seed. But like this is the papery lining that was outside the seed, and I don't know if this is going to disconnect. There you go. Just rip it out like that, and that's a whole piece. Take off that bit, and then that's the part we'll use. So again, take out your seed, get your thumb in there, pop it out. There's a little bit of a skin in there you don't want, and then the outside stringy bits. If anybody knows the actual term for any of these parts of this fruit, please feel free to tell me, because I don't know. The smell of this is very sweet, and I have no other fruit to compare this to. Look at that. That one's a perfect seed, so we'll try and germinate that one. Get a dish. I like to have a bag for all the spare bits like this, the stringy, and I have a place I'm putting the actual fruit. Well, I might have to cut that. So the fruit's going in one area, the damaged seeds go into another dish, and then I have a bag for this stuff that I'm putting for compost. So any part of this that isn't used will be composted. And this one's just about perfect, but I do like to open them up and get this bit out, because this is pretty tough. Just like that. And you just do that over and over and over until you've got the whole fruit taken apart. This is about how far I've gotten, probably not even half of the half. And that is how much fruit I have so far. So today I'm going to be preserving this jackfruit, and I'm just going to lay out these ones that are busted open with that center core removed. I'm just going to put them out in my dehydrator with a little space between them, and they are going to sit in here and dehydrate. Another way you can eat this is deep fried in oil, if you're not worried about that, but I swear that is absolutely delicious. So maybe every once in a while as a treat you can do that, because that caramelizes the sugars amazingly on this fruit, and I've never tasted anything else like it. So give both ways a try and let me know what you do, if you do something different with this fruit as well, because I'm interested in trying it all the ways. And if you can get one that is not ripe, then this fruit is not going to be sweet, and people use that as a meat alternative. So you could make pulled pork and those type of things with it. You'll see different things in your local grocery store that will be jackfruit as pulled pork, and this is what it is from this massive fruit. Just so you know, this is probably the ripest, if not overripe, which it probably is, jackfruit I've ever had, and it's the least sticky. So now it doesn't make sense to me. These are super duper sweet, but the stuff coming off the plant isn't as sticky. Ones that have been less ripe have been super sticky. You need to keep your oil in your hands and your knife, otherwise everything kind of gets stuck together. It's the strangest thing, and I don't know the science behind that, or why when it's super duper ripe the stickiness goes away. I would think it would be opposite. If you know, please let me know in the comments. So that little saucer and 2 trays of my COSORI is about half of a jackfruit. That's about 13 pounds. So I'm going to go ahead and get these going in the dehydrator. This is a COSORI. It's the one that does the air frying and I don't know, 15 other things. But I will put this in there probably about 120, and it'll take at least 12 hours, so I will be checking on it and let you know the outcome of just how long it took to dehydrate this, because I've done this many times before, but I have no idea how long it took. I just let it go until it was done. And then once they're dehydrated, I will put them in a jar, and I'll show you that. And they will last, I would say, up to 6 months. They usually don't last much past that in our house, because this is another one of our favorite snacks. This is the seeds that I got that are all whole, and I will be doing some testing on this in another video to see how they germinate and to see if I can get one to grow in a pot. So we'll see how that goes. This is how many I have so far that have cuts and dings that can just be saved and dried for grinding for flour. This isn't that much, so I may or may not do that. See how many we have in the other half. I'm going to go ahead and get the other half cleaned up like I did these, and I'm going to put it in an airtight container until I can run the second round of the fruit so it doesn't go bad, because this is super duper ripe. Okay, so I have gotten both halves sorted, and I have got that much left for compost, that much left for seeds that could be dried and powdered, well, turned into a flour, which I have not done yet. If you have tips about that or how to use that flour, let me know. And then these are the amount of seeds that I got that could germinate to make more plants. And the zone I'm in, it is not sustainable to grow this fruit because it will die in our freezes. I've got that plate full and then 2 more trays going out of about a 13-pound jackfruit. So it is quite a lot of fruit, but I ain't gonna lie, this is a labor of love, so be prepared to take 30-45 minutes to sort through this fruit. And I do it about once a year is usually enough, because I do dehydrate it. Sometimes I will do, like I said, fry a little bit of it for the family, but this time I'm just going to dehydrate it. I might end up getting another one, I'm not really sure yet. So I'm sure by now you're wondering what this fruit tastes like and why somebody would put so much effort into it. And honestly, fresh, if you live on a regular North American diet, there's nothing to compare the flavor to. It's tropical, but nothing like anything we know as tropical. Maybe floral. I like the texture a lot on this. Texture is a huge thing for me. So the texture is really good. This one's super sweet. But like I said, if you deep fry it, it caramelizes the sugars. And I found that dehydrating it as well enhances the sweetness of this fruit. And so for once a year, it is well worth my time and effort to go ahead and get this fruit preserved for my family to enjoy throughout the year. Even if it will last that long, I doubt it will, because like I said, we really love this fruit. But I'm going to go ahead and get that packed up into an airtight container, put it in the refrigerator so I can run another batch whenever this one is done. And I might have to look into why it's less sticky, because I am dumbfounded. I was prepared for sticky. So if you can get one that is super duper ripe, I recommend it, because it's way less sticky, way less messy, and made it a lot more convenient. I'm going to get out from underneath this hot light. Even though it's not supposed to be hot, it's really hot. So now that you know it's a jackfruit, or if you knew already, let me know that you knew already in the comments. I want to give you some fun facts that I found out about this jackfruit. Some I knew, some were even new to me. But the jackfruit tree originated in Southeast Asia. It's primarily grown throughout the world's tropical regions. It can be found in Florida and Hawaii in the United States. And it thrives in tropical climates where temperatures are warm and moist. This tree is not going to be hardy in zones where they get a frost. Ask me how I know. Well, I was away out of town when a frost hit, and I couldn't even protect my one jackfruit tree that was about 2 feet tall out in the ground. So I may try that again. Hit subscribe to see how that journey turns out. So a jackfruit's lifespan is 60 to 70 years, and it takes 5 to 7 years to get it to fruit when you're growing it from seeds. So that's helpful information. It's going to be a process of wait if you're growing these from seeds. The jackfruit tree can grow upwards of 100 foot, and in 1 year each tree can produce around 250 fruits. Each fruit is made up of hundreds of thousands of individual flowers, and the yellow fleshy part that we eat is called aril. When cut, the fruit secretes a sticky latex-like milk. It is one of the largest fruits growing on a tree. Some weigh over 100 pounds. That's a lot of fruit. The smell and taste is often confusing. Some people say it's like a cross between ripe banana, pineapple, with an apple, pear, mango hint, and I'd have to agree. It's definitely something you have to taste for yourself to understand why there's just so many fruit flavors in one fruit. I will never understand. The seeds are also edible. Most people roast them, and I hear they are a blend of chestnut and hazelnut cross. I guess I will have to try that. Maybe I'll do that this time with the seeds. They can also be boiled to make a hummus style dip. You can also dry, bake, or roast them and then grind into a flour. Every part of the jackfruit tree is known to be medicinally beneficial and is also known to be antiviral and antibacterial. I'm still early in my journey on this fruit, so if you know medicinal uses for this tree, please let me know in the comments, because I'm always willing to learn more about these super cool things that I find, which is why I make these types of videos, because this isn't something everybody sees on a daily basis in my area, so I want to share this information. So any information you have to share, please feel free to do so. Okay, so let's finish this project for today. I'm so excited. Alright y'all, so here's what the jackfruit looks like coming out of the dehydrator. Some of these were thicker than others, so if they were done, I just pulled them out and then I put the other ones that were thicker, I don't know, 4 to 6 hours extra. So maybe a total of 18 hours. And they're kind of like fruit leather now. And this is my second batch, so it is a couple days later. But the smell of these are absolutely delicious, and you can tell people grabbed some already. I'll show you about how much we got from the one jackfruit in just a second. Alright, so I decided to roast some of the jackfruit seeds, and I'm just going to put a drizzle of oil, some salt, and some pepper, and a little garlic powder. And I'm going to toss these up and put them in the oven for 350, and I'm just going to watch them. We just want to roast them, so I'll watch for a color change and show you what it looks like when I'm done. Alright, so this is about a 2-quart jar. So out of 13-pound fruit, I probably got a little over 2 quarts because people have been snacking on it already. Plus I brought some for people at work to try because they had never tried this fruit before. So all in all, I'm happy with this. Plus we are going to try the roasted seeds in a little bit and see how that goes. But if you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, subscribe, maybe share it with somebody else who's interested in trying out unique fruit so they can have an idea on what to do with it. And I will show you what the seeds look like in just a few minutes. Alright, so here is what the jackfruit seeds look like, all roasted and toasted. And you might be able to hear them sizzling, so we're going to let them cool down before we try them. And please subscribe so you can see my journey on testing out some of the germination on these seeds to see if, for one, I can grow one in a pot. Maybe, just maybe, I can get it to grow in my area and move it during the winter. We shall see. So please feel free to follow me along on my journey for the growing of jackfruit as well. And thanks so much for watching this and spending time with me today. And I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.